4:32 p.m., Monday, June 7th. We are here for the Park and Recreation Committee of the City of Wausau, and we are calling this meeting to order at this time. We have all members present. Any public comment or suggestions from anybody? Okay. Is there a motion regarding the minutes from May 3? Looked clean to me.
Move to approve.
Motion by Neal to approve.
Second.
Motion by Watson to second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Very good. Unanimous. Educational items. True Confession Department. Jamie and I talked about possibly canceling this thing because we didn't have any action items, but I thought as long as, I didn't know it was going to be this hot today, but I thought as long as we do have some kind of pending things like the pool opening and stuff like that, that we should be up to speed on, that we should get together and accomplish this tour to see what's happening with this facility, and I will turn it over to her for the educational items portion.
Okay, thank you. For the park updates, we have our kind of our typical updates going on right now. Urban forestry, horticulture, as you've seen, all of our flowers are going out. We held off an extra week from when they normally go out because of the cold, extreme cold temperatures, which was a good call. Actually, they put some of them up, and then Andy ordered them all back down, brought them in, and then re-put them up. So a little extra staff time, but it was worth it because we hit those freezing cold temperatures, and we spent a lot of money on those baskets, so that was good. So we're putting out all of the plantings, trying to keep up with that. We've got all of our seasonals on staff for weekend watering. We did invest in those self-watering hanging planters this year. We had tried them out on the 400 block last year, and then we invested in all of them this year, so we'll see how they go. And we're only supposed to be able to water a couple times a week versus every day, so it saves some staff time. And
When you talk here about expansion streets, are those new streets that didn't get hanging baskets in the past, or?
Some of them are new streets. Like we were going to expand it down to the Y, so that was a new area that we hadn't done before. But the other expansion streets really refers to the side streets off of the main thoroughfares. So some of the side streets that got them versus the main downtown area.
Okay.
Water systems, we have everything up and running. We are having some issue with the kayak statue. It ran over the weekend, and then we had another break because this morning our mower saw water coming up out of the ground, so that's back off. We'll get that fixed, but we've had some ongoing issues with that fountain. All the other water systems are up. The 400 block fountains, the River Life, I just saw them working. We changed the programming on the River Life fountains a little bit this year because we're having some issues. 2 years ago, we didn't turn anything on last year, but 2 years ago, with the northwesternmost fountain was getting flooded out because there wasn't enough water or pressure to send them far enough. So it was just it's a water pressure issue with the number of, and the wind. The wind plays a huge part in that. When there's no wind, they go just fine. When there's wind, it's fighting against the wind. So we just took that one fountain out of commission, as not always, it will go every once in a while, but it won't be running as much as it was, so that there's not as much water buildup in that one fountain. So that's all on playgrounds. We are working hard on the playgrounds. The Schofield Park, going back, so that's why Marie's here from Forest Park. We installed last year Pleasant View Park and Forest Park neighborhood playgrounds. Both of those parks right now are waiting on the completion of the accessibility trail. We're working with Public Works on that, and they're busy and I think there's some short staff there, but we're kind of trying to stay on top of them because we're at their mercy of when they can get that trail put in. So we are working on trying to get a date for that. The other thing at Forest Park is we had planned to put some port-in-place surfacing just on the entranceway as a transition onto the playground. And they were supposed to be here the first week of June. Well, it's the first week of June, so I have to double check tomorrow. Brad was off today, double check with him as to when they're coming. The playground is playable. It's got wood chips in, but this will add a rubber surfacing area to it, and then we'll add some more wood chips in just to get it all up there. But the playground itself is pretty complete. And then we'll be putting in a light and a little library, and those are based upon where that trail's going to go. So we'll get those installed. Pleasant View Playground is complete as well. We're just waiting on the access trail. And then we just got the donation bench that was there already. We got it installed because that park, if you recall, we had a $20,000 donation from the Jablonski Foundation. So we put a nice big plaque on that bench, and we've got it in now. So I need to contact them and let them know that that's in, that playground's done. Schofield Park, the playground is up, but now we need to get the board of the surfacing in, so they were going to work on that last week, and I think into this week, so we can get that one complete as well. That neighborhood's been waiting for a playground for almost 2 years now, because we had to take it out for the water main work, and there was damage to it, so they went a whole year without a playground whatsoever. Now it's in, we'll get that one back up. We're doing that before we start any other parks. The other ones that are coming this year is 3M Park, is scheduled for late June. We're going to be doing that one after we get these 3 completed. And then you'll see a big playground going up in Marathon Park that the company's actually installing. Our guys are not. We took down one of the old playgrounds there and working on some surface work, and then the new playground should be coming in the next couple of weeks. And then we got some county playgrounds we're putting in as well. Riverside Park Shelter, we're doing some painting on the exterior there. We did some landscaping and seeding at City Hall Park. We're continuing to do that. We just finished all the plantings. Now we got to finish the seeding and stuff around there. We will talk about the city pools in a while, but that was a big thing we've been working on this month, is getting them filled and ready to go. 400 block is coming along now. You know, every year we kill it to put the ice rink there, and it's coming back nicely. We just sealed all of the walkways. So we do that every year before Chalk Fest, because then it just makes it easier to clean up. And then we're constantly working on our ADA program, and then some routine maintenance, continuing our EAB program. Special events and shelter rentals are all starting. So right now our seasonal staff is all on. We're fully up and running and busy.
What's the status of that sculpture for River Life on the walkway there?
I have not been involved with that, but the last update I had received from Brad Lenz in planning was that the base is all complete, and it looked like the sculpture was coming in October. But I can find out from Brad exactly if he's got it.
I was just curious, because the base hasn't been ready. But
Yeah.
matter of fact, I was down months ago. I was down. I thought, what the heck's this going to be?
Yeah.
So I asked Brad.
Yep. Yeah, he had thought it was supposed to come this spring, and the last thing I heard was October. All right, and then the next item, Riverside Park testing update. I know that Mr. Lindman put a memo to us and put it in your packet. I don't think it says a whole lot other than the samples were taken, but now we're waiting again. I don't know if you guys know more.
No, it sounds about right to me.
So more to come on that. That'll be on the next agenda as well. And then update on the city pool opening. So I've included the email I had sent out to the committee and to the city council a week ago or 2 weeks ago when we were really looking at our staffing. We were able to open all 3 pools on Friday. We had a very successful weekend. I think only 1 assist we had to do, no major rescue, so that was good. Knock on wood, where we have some. A little bit of growing pains with our new point of sale system, but nothing that we can't overcome, just some login information with seasonals. You know, we're working with 14 or 15-year-olds that are trying to do our computer system that they've never done before, but we'll get it all in. But we do have, so the schedule right now we're currently working on for this week and probably next week is included in your packet, where we will have Memorial Pool closed Mondays and Wednesdays, Schulenburg closed Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Kaiser Pool closed on Fridays. We do have, starting today, our free lifeguarding class that was in the packet, and we have actually 24 students in the class today. I have not been able to talk to Mark since it started at 2 this afternoon to find out if all of them passed their initial, you have to swim a 500, get a brick from the bottom and tread water. So
And
if they
the
can
first
pass
day
that,
they have to do that?
on the first day they have to do that. If you cannot do that, you do not continue on in the class.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't have an update on how many of the 24 are going forward, but they were very hopeful that the majority would go forward and that they would sign on as lifeguards. I think that was the goal, and they have a pretty good feel that they're all wanting to. So if we can get all of them on staff, then we will be fully staffed and we can open the pools as normal. I said my goal is at least to get all the pools to be open every day except for maybe one. If we have to rotate and say Memorial is always closed on Monday, Schulenburg on Tuesdays, and Kaiser on Wednesdays, I'm okay with that. I mean, it kind of does give a break to each pool. Other 2 pools are open, so the community still has availability, but worst case, if we can get to that, that's my goal. So we will make adjustments to this schedule as we get our staffing on and trained.
Yeah, I got 0 complaints about the abbreviated schedule. I think everybody understood that, you know, we're in a bind. We got a different situation here with the closure last year, and
Yeah, and it's a nationwide issue. I mean, there are people, some people on calls we've been on with the National Park and Rec Association and the State Association actually held off on even opening their pools till late June or even early July because they were
well,
short on staffing and they needed to get their staffing up. So we did open on time. We did have one issue this weekend with the dumpster that we have at Memorial Park. It was emptied on Wednesday morning at 5:59 a.m. We have the GPS report from the truck. Over the 2 days until Friday, we had some personal dumping, which we've had major problems this whole year so far in all of our parks is personal dumping. And then our pool staff, you know, being open the first weekend, had a lot of garbage. It's not a very big garbage can, so it was overflowing. So we had a comment on the Southeast Side neighborhood page about our department and, you know, lack of work that we do and stuff like that, which isn't the case. We're aware of it, but that dumpster is dumped once a week. It was dumped on schedule, and unfortunately, we can't get emergency emptying over the weekend when people do that kind of dumping. So we have talked to the company this morning. They'll be there tomorrow. Our typical dump days are Tuesday, but because of Memorial Day last week, they dumped it on Wednesday. So it'll be emptied tomorrow, and then our staff will be monitoring it daily to see if we need to get a bigger dumpster there or if we need to have a 2 time per week dumping. The other thing I found out this morning was that our pool staff is putting all of the cardboard in there because we don't have a cardboard recycling that is big enough next to it, because in that park we have just the small personal recycling bins, which I did not know about before, and neither did our operations. So starting tomorrow, our pool staff will be breaking down all cardboard, leaving it for our maintenance staff that comes in every morning to check chemicals, to take and recycle. We'll take it back to our shop and recycle, which will also help with the space in the dumpster.
yeah.
Might it make sense to start having security cameras over these areas? Riverside Park has encountered similar things with dumping, and perhaps that could even be more cost effective if it's a deterrent rather than having to have emergency pickups in the future or something.
Yes, and we will consider that as well. We just put some cameras up outside of the Midway bathrooms in Marathon Park because we had some pretty bad vandalism there. And miraculously, since we put them up, we haven't had any issues. But yeah, it's been working in that. We put those up, so that's something we will monitor and do. We have done it in other parks too as well. We also need to just really communicate with the Wausau PD about it. We had to have some clarification on this earlier this year because one of the officers wrote in a report that they gave to our deputies, our recreation deputies, that it's a public park, so anybody can dump whatever they want there. So I had to send the PD the ordinance that says, no, that's not the case. You cannot dump. It's, you know, per ordinance, you can't dump personal or commercial. And this happened to be a commercial business that dumps stuff at this particular moment.
Oh, Lord.
So
Were we
I-
able to identify that business?
Yes, and they were, our rec deputies from the county actually went and cited them. But we're working, so we clarified that with Wausau PD. I haven't had another issue where they've been involved yet, but we'll continue to, hopefully they help us out. Our rec deputies actually go through the garbage to try to identify the dumpers. Usually there's some piece of mail that has an address in it. So that's an update on the pools. I'll have more information at the end of the week that I can send out if we're changing schedule. I'll make sure I get that out to the committee and best to. It probably won't be changing schedule for next week yet because we have to get whoever is going to pass the class this week needs a couple days of training with our individual policies, but hopefully the week after is when we can get some more staff on.
Good, yeah, will be welcome.
And then the last one, grand opening for the dog park was on Saturday. Thank you all for coming and being there, and it was really good. I guess I'll let you guys that were there give your opinion about it.
Well, I think that, I guess I can do it, or you could do it. The committee should be communicated to let them know that way back in the beginning, we all said that there would be an ongoing sort of volunteer effort to keep the place clean, because I noticed on Saturday that there was a number of unpicked up hoops around the park. And there's bags everywhere and receptacles and everything that people, I just figured they're there and there's nobody else around there to say, screw it, So, I know I'm going to have to go out there sometime and do my civic duty and everybody else should too.
I can send it out, but one thing I think might be a really nice thing coming from you is also a thank you to the committee for all the hard work they've done. And then you can maybe add that to it. Would Sarah or Tom or Pat?
Oh, I thought it was a really nice event and positive to see all the people there and the variety of dogs. I particularly like Static. Yes, so I need to see them all playing together so nicely. So yeah, I thought it was a positive event.
Yeah, it was really fun. They were all really good. The dogs were.
Not my dog.
You just got possessive of a table.
With few exceptions. Yeah, I thought it was really good, and every time a dog squatted, somebody was there with a bag, so maybe it would just be the presence of other people. But yeah, I don't know what we can do to improve compliance with that, but it's probably going to be an ongoing thing, but.
I did get a couple of comments, maybe add one or two in some other areas.
More dispensaries. Yeah.
Are we going to fence off some small areas for like sodding?
Yes, so yep, I was talking to Pat about this on Saturday. The seating window is typically like that, I think it's July to August 15th or September 15th. So when we get to that point, then we'll kind of pinpoint the areas. The front area where we were set up probably won't get done right away because our shelter is going to go kind of along there. But yeah, on that same side, back a little bit would be a good spot.
And I had a great, my dogs had a great time. And the mayor, but I think about the picking up the poo, I think anybody can chime in, because I picked up 2 or 3 bags while I was there. It's our park, right? It's the city park, so it doesn't necessarily have to be the volunteers. If you see a pile, there's 3 bags.
Yeah, just take an extra bag when you go in the door.
Yeah.
We put those signs up all around the park that says pick it up.
But sometimes the dogs are off playing and you're talking and you don't see it too, right? So
They can be quick.
Yeah.
It can be stealthy, yeah. Yeah, anyway.
It was great. Nice job.
Good, yeah,
Yeah.
everybody worked really hard. I tried to upload the video of the bagpipes with Piper howling, but it wouldn't let me upload the video to Facebook.
I could tell by the look on your dog's face before the howling even started, it was coming.
Yeah. She was poop out the rest of that day.
It was kind of cute that the bagpiper elicited that from a dog named Piper, so.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
I didn't think of that. Yeah, it was a good event. Thank you all for helping and getting it set up and putting it together. Mayor did a good job too, so. We'll get the rest of the signage up. We left that donor banner up. I mean, there's no reason to take it down until the official ones come, so. And then I had another inquiry for a bench today, so we'll add that to the list. So that's 3 benches. I was gonna put in 4, that's 3 that are already taken. Now we'll leave 1 more. It's not taken, and if somebody before we get those planned wants another one, then we can add some more too, so.
Very good.
That's all I have to say.
Anything else on that subject area? Future agenda items?
got one.
Go for it.
At Stewart Park, I think it's the wall at the performance stage, the western wall. I don't think, not the retaining wall, but the actual
Stage.
performance stage wall is in pretty dire need of some tuck pointing.
Okay. I can see if, I know we had some checkpoint, I don't know where location on our small project list. I'll verify where that is and let you know.
Yeah, because, in the winter, moisture gets in there and
Yep.
it wreaks havoc.
Is that an extensive job, Tom? Is a lot of it?
I couldn't tell you.
We did have some, like we have a small project list every year that we get that $100,000 for in our budget. And we did have that on our, we did have some tuck pointing on our plan. I just have to verify that that's the location we had. And if it is, then it's on our list to do. If
You
not,
hire that done, or do you have staff that can do tuck pointing?
I think we hire that out to that Kowalski
Wausau.
company that does the masonry, yeah.
Okay.
Good folks out here.
What?
Good folks out here.
Yeah, are you related?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Just
they're
judging by the last name, I'm sure they're fine.
very good, so.
Other agenda items I noticed in the minutes, we were going to see if, I don't know if we're waiting for the Department of Transportation to get back to us on that property on the west side for a possible dog park.
We are waiting for them to get back to us, yeah. I sent
Okay.
an email and I haven't gotten one back yet, so I will do a follow-up
Okay.
second.
I mean, that property by Menards?
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the old Menards?
yeah. We certainly learned with this first one that it takes a long time, so we might as well try to get things going and see what we can pull off. And with the different location in town, it could be a different donor pool out there in that immediate area. There's a lot of prosperous businesses that could help us out if they wanted to, so. Anyway, possibility. Anything else future agenda? We're good? Next meeting date, Jamie's saying we got a problem with Monday, July 5. You want to just shove it back to the 12th? Or, I don't have access to my
That
schedule.
would probably work.
Pardon?
The
12th?
12th would probably work,
Okay.
It's just,
unless, yeah,
let me see what's on the city
unless
calendar.
there's a HR meeting or something.
12, there is a Human Resource Committee meeting at 4:30 to 5:30, so we could always meet after, right? If we wanted to.
You're on HR?
I am,
Okay. We could just start at 5:30 then. Huh?
We could, yep.
Is that agreeable to everybody? That was easy.
Okay, so the 12th at 5:30?
Yeah. I might.
I don't know what
I think they drove over somebody's motorcycle out there.
no, they,
Okay, I guess we're going to adjourn this part, and we can adjourn because we're not going to be taking any action items during the walking tour, and we'll see what we can see from down here, and if we have a little time, we can. Is it the general agreement that we would drive up to the top, look around there, and then disband? Because of the weather? A little hot for hiking up hills. Okay. Jamie will give us a reconnaissance of the bottom and see what's going on there and where the trails are going to be coming out when they do the remodel, and then we'll zip up to the top.
To adjourn.
Pardon?
I second?
Motion by Larson, second, motion by Watson, second by Larson. All those in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.